The roar of engines filled the quiet summer air outside the diner. A line of motorcycles gleamed under the sun, their riders laughing, talking, sipping coffee after a long ride. But then suddenly, the laughter stopped. A little girl in a torn red dress came running from across the street, her face streaked with tears, her boots scraping the pavement. Her voice, trembling and broken, cut through the rumble of engines. "They're beating my mama. Please help my mama." And in that one moment, every biker froze. Before the story continues, make sure to hit like, drop a comment about your thoughts, and subscribe to Kindness Kindora for more true and powerful stories that touch the heart. The leader of the biker group, Jax, was the first to kneel down. A tall man with tattoos running down his arms and a beard that looked like it had seen too many storms. He looked into the girl's terrified eyes. "What's your name, sweetheart?" he asked gently. The girl sobbed, trying to catch her breath. Lily, my mama, he's hurting her. Please hurry." The bikers glanced at one another. No one needed to speak. The code of the road was clear. You never ignore a cry for help, especially not from a child. Jack stood up, his expression turning from softness to steel. "All right, boys, let's ride." The engines thundered to life, echoing through the empty streets. The little girl climbed onto Jax's bike, clinging to him tightly as they sped off toward the small row of houses she pointed to, a quiet corner of town where nobody ever seemed to notice the screams. When they arrived, the air felt heavy. The paint on the house was peeling, the windows half shattered, and from inside came the sound no one could mistake, muffled shouting and a woman crying. Lily's tiny voice trembled as she pointed at the door. "He's in there." Jax's jaw tightened. He motioned silently to two of his men. Brick, a giant of a man with a shaved head, and Colt, a younger biker with a heart too big for his rough look. Jax walked up to the door and knocked once. No answer. He knocked again harder. Then a man's angry voice yelled, "Go away," followed by a crash and another cry from inside. That was all it took. Jax kicked the door open. Inside, a woman lay curled on the floor, her arms shielding her face, while a drunk man towered over her, rage in his eyes. The second he saw the bikers, his expression twisted from anger to fear. "Who the hell are you people?" he shouted, stumbling backward. Jax stepped forward slowly, his voice calm but cold, the kind of people who don't like men who hurt women. Before the man could reach for anything, Brick grabbed him by the collar, slamming him against the wall. "You touch her again, and you'll wish we hadn't found you," he growled. The woman's breath shook as Lily ran to her, wrapping her tiny arms around her mother's neck. "Mama, they came. The bikers came." The woman cried harder, holding her daughter tight. Jax knelt beside them. "You're safe now, ma'am. Nobody's gonna hurt you again. I promise." The police arrived shortly after, called by one of the bikers waiting outside. The man was arrested, his drunken protests fading as the squad car pulled away. The woman, whose name was Mara, sat on the curb, trembling but finally breathing freely. Lily clung to her side, refusing to let go. Why did you come?" Mara whispered. Jax looked at her, his eyes soft again. "Because your little girl ran to us, because she believed someone would listen. And that's all it takes sometimes. One person brave enough to ask for help." He took off his leather jacket and draped it over her shoulders. "You don't owe us anything. Just promise you'll take care of yourself and this little warrior." Days turned into weeks. The bikers checked in on Mara and Lily often, helping fix the broken door, repaint the house, and even bringing groceries. The once dark home began to fill with laughter again, the kind that had been missing for too long. Lily would run out every time she heard motorcycles in the distance, waving and smiling. The fear in her eyes had been replaced by light. One evening, when the sun was setting behind the trees, she hugged Jax tightly and whispered, "You're our heroes." Jax smiled, looking down at the small child who had changed all their lives without even realizing it. "No, kiddo, you're the hero. You ran when it mattered." That night, around the campfire outside the diner, Jack spoke to his brothers. "You know, we started this club to ride free," he said, staring into the flames. "But maybe what we're meant to do is ride for people who can't. Protect the ones who need it. Because if a little girl can run through fear for someone she loves, what's our excuse for staying still?" The men nodded silently. From that day on, their biker club became known not just for their rides, but for their acts of kindness. Whenever someone in town was in trouble, they knew who to call, the riders who cared. Before we close this story, don't forget to hit like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Kindness Kindora. Because stories like this remind us that kindness is strength, and compassion can roar louder than any engine. Sometimes heroes don't wear badges or capes. Sometimes they wear leather and ride under the open sky. And sometimes courage comes not from strength but from love, because one small girl's tears moved a group of men to act, and in doing so, they reminded us all, when someone cries for help, don't look away, be the one who rides in. Sometimes heroes don't wear badges or capes. Sometimes they wear leather and ride under the open sky. And sometimes courage comes not from strength but from love, because one small girl's tears moved a group of men to act, and in doing so, they reminded us all, when someone cries for help, don't look away, be the one who rides in.